tunes, and hearing them makes us feel alive. The Pittsburgh Jewish Music Festival was really founded to give life to these tunes also in other ways. The idea that these are not relics of some old culture, but these are constantly being rediscovered and reintroduced in new ways, and these are through contemporary composers. And the goal of the festival has been that perhaps non-Jewish audiences or audiences that have never attended, are not familiar with klezmer music or Jewish music, might come just to hear a classical concert. And some of these tunes have been worked into concert works that can stand on their own in a recital program with Beethoven or Mozart. On the flip side of that coin, Jewish audiences might want to come and they would hear something that was familiar to them, through the modes of the music or through the use of Hebrew or Yiddish, and they might be attending a classical concert for the first time ever. Although we have had popular artists, usually from year to year, to balance things out. So we can, for example, in our Sephardic concert, we had a Sephardic rock singer, and she sang the same tunes that our Chav and Baroque ensemble sang, and the same tunes that were heard in our orchestra concert. But we have been commissioning new pieces. With the Los Angeles Jewish Music Commission, we co-commissioned a work for a shofar and brass ensemble that was a fanfare. We did a cello concerto based on Yemenite folk tunes. And we've had two new pieces written for us by David Stock, who's the long-term composition faculty member, professor at Duquesne University, and he was the founder of the Pittsburgh New Music Ensemble. And he will speak to us a little bit about this piano trio that we performed for the first time last December, and will now play for you for only the second time, so it's hot off the press.
This next trio of mine, Von der Alte Welt, was commissioned by the Jewish Music Festival, and you will recognize many of the tunes, but they are also surrounded by my own voice. Some of the tunes sound like you know them, but you really don't, because I wrote them. I wrote them in the old style. I don't speak Yiddish very well, by the way. So my grandmother and my mother used to speak Yiddish when they didn't want us kids to understand. Now, you would think that would spur us to learn Yiddish, wouldn't you? Well, we won't go there. It didn't work. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to say that when Noah first came to town and I met him and I heard what a great player he was, I immediately said I got to find some way immediately to write something for Noah. And the Jewish Music Festival decided that this was the piece that would introduce me to Noah's music, Noah to my music, and vice versa. And let's see, it's next January, I guess January 2014, he's going to play my double concerto with the concertmaster of the Erie Philharmonic up in Erie. So be sure to bring your heaviest coats if you decide to come back. But before that, I always have to put in one commercial. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th of October, the Pittsburgh Symphony is opening their season with the world premiere of my 6th symphony, which they commissioned. Now, why do I mention this to this audience? Because the whole final movement is all based on synagogue melodies, except for the introduction, which again, I wrote. I wrote some of the other stuff in the style of. And if you want to come to one of those 3 concerts, you have to get your tickets early because it's going to sell out. All because of me. Oh, the second half of the concert is Carmina Burana, which everybody comes out to hear. So I'll tell everybody it's because of me, but it's not true. So the opportunity to write for these 3 wonderful musicians was something that just was from heaven. I was reminded by my friend here to ask your kind indulgence. Please don't sing along. Okay, if you don't mind.